Good evening, I'm Ben Mankiewicz. Welcome to Turner Classic Movies. We are now 22 days into our 31 days of Oscar lineup, all leading up to the 98th Academy Awards on Sunday, March 15th. Our theme tonight is Oscar Goes to Space. Up next, an Oscar-nominated documentary that offers a look that could only come from one place, one organization. It's an examination, an oral history, really, of the moon missions of NASA's Apollo space program. From Apollo Associates in 1989, For All Mankind. Between 1968 and 1972, NASA launched 9 Apollo space missions. The primary objective was to land on the moon, accomplished by Apollo 11 on July 20th, 1969. A decade later, the director and co-producer of For All Mankind, Al Reinert, a writer and editor for Texas Monthly Magazine, made it his own mission to conduct interviews with 24 Apollo astronauts, getting first-person accounts of their voyages into space on audio tape. Reinert taped over 80 hours of interviews, then used those recordings as the basis for this film. You won't hear any third-person narration in Reinert's film. The voices you'll hear are Apollo 13 astronauts Jim Lovell and Jack Swigert. You'll also hear from Michael Collins, Rusty Schweickart, Eugene Cernan, Charles Conrad, and Ken Mattingly, among others, each describing their history-making voyages in their own words. Reinert also includes audio from the NASA tapes of the missions themselves, including the voices of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin, the first and second men to walk on the moon. Reinert gained access to NASA's film archives and watched 6 million feet of footage from the Apollo missions. From those archives, he selected what were, in his mind, the best and most revelatory moments. All of it is accompanied by a score by Brian Eno. From 1989, nominated for an Oscar for Best Documentary Feature, For All Mankind. For All Mankind earned an Oscar nomination for Best Documentary Feature. It won the Documentary Grand Jury Prize and Audience Award at the 1989 Sundance Film Festival. Among the Apollo missions covered in the film was one that nearly ended in catastrophe, the Apollo 13 mission in 1970. Apollo 13's commander, Jim Lovell, heard in the film and a guest at the 2015 TCM Classic Film Festival in Hollywood, also wrote a book about those experiences, Lost Moon, published in 1994. After making For All Mankind, director Al Reinert teamed up with William Broyles Jr. to adapt Lovell's book into a screenplay, which Ron Howard turned into his 1995 film Apollo 13, starring Tom Hanks, Kevin Bacon, Bill Paxton, and Ed Harris. That film earned 9 Academy Award nominations, including 1 for the screenplay, and it won for Best Sound and Best Editing. Reinert's devotion to NASA did not stop there. 3 years later, he served as one of the writers on the scripted HBO miniseries From Earth to the Moon, which dramatized the Apollo missions. Tom Hanks, the executive producer of the show, is a credited writer on the series as well. Coming up, another unforgettable journey to outer space, this time courtesy of Stanley Kubrick. 2001, A Space Odyssey from 1968, is next on TCM.
Next on TCM, 2001, A Space Odyssey, then Marooned, and later, Forbidden Planet. Reach for the stars with Oscar tonight.